Once harvested, vegetables continue to respire, utilizing food reserves, taking in oxygen, and giving off carbon dioxide. Reducing respiration prolongs shelf life and maintains quality, and the simplest way to reduce respiration is to cool the product. In California, most vegetables are pre-cooled before storage. Pre-cooling refers to the quick removal of the heat of the product before it is stored prior to shipment. There are 5 methods used in California and the U.S. to pre-cool vegetables, and the following video will highlight these methods. This hydrovacuum tube, or hydrovac for short, is being staged to accept a large, mixed load of vegetables. A hydrovac utilizes water during the vacuum cooling process, which minimizes water loss from the vegetables. It is therefore adaptable to a wide range of vegetables, even crops prone to wilting such as celery and lettuce.
So what happens to the water? Is it just going to be circulated?
Yeah, that's pretty much drains out.
You
know what? This one does. This one does recycle. Some of them are one-time use. Like that tube over there is one-time use. We add chlorine to it. We put a 50 parts per million.
Once the vegetables have been placed, they are automatically moved into the hydrovac chamber. The hydrovac chamber is often referred to as a tube, and this tube is very large, able to accommodate over 20 pallets of product during one cooling cycle. When the cooling cycle begins, the produce is flooded with water for 60 to 90 seconds while the air in the tube is removed using a large pump. The air pressure will be lowered to approximately 4.6 millimeters of mercury, at which point water boils at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. A second 30 to 60 second shot of water is applied to the produce halfway through the cooling cycle to ensure that the produce will not wilt during cooling. After the produce is cooled, the vacuum is released, a door is raised, and the product exits the tube. This product is receiving a final spray with water to ensure that it remains firm and can reach its destination market in ideal shape. The tube operator checks the product temperature with a handheld probe. If not sufficiently cooled, the product will be returned to the tube for another cycle of cooling. The hydrovac can be run without a water wash for commodities that cannot be wet, and this process is called vacuum cooling.
So we're here at Tanamura and Anil in Salinas.
Yes.
And you are Jose Campos.
Jose Campos, yes.
And you're actually the cooler manager here.
Yes.
So now we're looking at a hydro shower. Would you explain what's going on, please?
So a hydro shower process is anything that's we pack for ice. Is now a lot of customers are taking iceless. So for example, right now in our broccoli, we're probably up to over 50% of it is iceless. So this is the cooling process we use. Water is about 34, 36 degrees. We run it for about 20 minutes. Purpose of that is getting the heat out of the product, bring it down to about 40 to 45 degrees is what we do. Once it's run through that cycle, put it in the cold room, and the ambient temperature of the cold room will bring it down to the 34, 36. We like to hold it for 24 hours, if possible. If we need it right away, we let the product drain down, and we'll put it in our pressure room to do the rest, bring it down another 6 degrees.
Okay.
So for the most part, we like to hold it 24 hours.
To get it down to
34, 36.
And then you put it on a truck.
Yes.
Okay. And I see that you have 2 of them here.
Correct. This is conventional, and that's for our organic product.
Okay, so the empty one right now is organic.
Yes.
I see. Okay.
So right now it's 40 degrees. Once it starts running, it'll start cooling down. You can actually catch a load coming in right now.
A 12-pallet forklift is used to load the hydro washer, also known as a hydro cooler, with product. The cold water enters openings in the top of the boxes, filtering down over the product, removing heat. Waxed fiberboard boxes must be used with a hydro cooler, as unwaxed boxes, when wet, would lose their structural strength and the pallets would collapse. Sometimes the preferred way to pre-cool a vegetable is to ice it. Jacket or clamshell icers force a 50-50 water ice slurry up the sides of a pallet. The slurry enters openings in the boxes and flows completely around the product. The product is cooled, and when the process stops, excess water drains from the boxes to leave a matrix of ice around the commodity. This process also prevents water loss and helps keep the product cold when it's shipped.
So it's about 2 minutes and a half.
2 minutes and a half? Do you know, is this celery?
No, this is cilantro.
Cilantro.
So literally like on a pallet of broccoli, without ice, it's probably weighing about 900 to 1,000 pounds. Once we finish icing it freshly out, you're going to be looking at about 2,000, 2,100 pounds.
Yeah.
For us, preferably, it's iceless, as you put a lot more on the truck than obviously weight-wise.
So what is the weight limit for an 18-wheeler?
40, well, total it has to be under 80,000. So usually on a truck, we can put about anywhere from probably 42 to 44 and a half at the most. All it depends on the kind of truck, the sleeper, how heavy the truck is.
Do you weigh all your vehicles before they get on the road?
No, we got scales for them they can use, so really it's up to them. But obviously we try to figure the load out before.
Now if the truck is over.
Yeah, because we don't want them coming back over. It's just double work for us.
Is he going to try to redo the top ice?
No, he's redoing it because he probably had too many holes on the side where it didn't fill up.
Okay. How could he tell that?
He just looks at the side.
A stainless steel tank holds the 50-50 mix of water and ice. A large paddle continuously rotates to ensure that the ice remains suspended in the water. As needed, ice and water are added to the slurry tank. The ice is made on site and is augered to the icers. All components of the jacket icer are made of stainless steel to prevent rust from contaminating produce and to increase food safety, as many microbes do not grow well on stainless steel surfaces. To comply with regulations and to prevent cross-contamination, TNA has a dedicated jacket icer for organic produce. When products cannot be wet, an alternative method is to use fast-moving air to cool them. Pallets of produce are put to either side of an opening in a hollow wall, and a tarp is drawn over the channel between the pallets to seal it. When fans in the wall are turned on, they create suction which causes cold air to rush through the boxes of product and into the channel between the pallets. The heat-laden air then rushes into the hollow wall through the opening, is cooled, and blown back out into the room by the fans. It can then move back through the boxes, cooling the produce more. This is a relatively slow but gentle pre-cooling method. Once pre-cooled, vegetables are placed in refrigerated storage until ready for shipment. The storage area, staging area, and transport trucks are all kept at 34 to 36 degrees so that the vegetables don't reheat, ensuring that once it stores, they will be of the highest quality. Vegetables are high-value, nutritional dense, but highly perishable crops. Controlling respiration is necessary to maintain shelf life, and the most common way to reduce respiration is to cool the vegetables. Pre-cooling refers to the quick removal of a commodity's heat, and there are 5 ways to do this: using cold air, cold water, ice, a vacuum, or a vacuum with water. By pre-cooling, then refrigerating vegetables, California has become the leader in vegetable production in the U.S., shipping safe, high-quality vegetables both nationally and worldwide.